America, we are back, baby. Welcome to another episode of America Unfiltered with James Pascalides. We got a great show for you tonight, everyone. A lot of different things to talk about. It's been actually a pretty slow news day, but there are some mini headlines we can talk about today. I do want to talk about this new Walmart H-1B visa decision. I don't know, I'm in between about this. So at first I see the headline and I'm pretty excited. The headline says Walmart has paused all hiring for H-1B visas. And normally, we would celebrate something like that. But a thought popped in my head. What stops this from incentivizing Walmart to move those positions overseas and pay them even less and still not hire Americans? H-1B visa employees at Walmart, they are not the cashiers, they're not on the floor, they're not even people who realistically work in the store. The H-1B visa holders would be the people who run the tech of Walmart. You know, they work on the app, they work on the website, the AI portion. These people they're going to be offshored. They are going to be completely offshored. Less Americans will be hired. So this is something we'll talk about today. I also want to talk about the United States and the UK sending soldiers into Gaza. This is something we've talked about before, so we'll briefly touch on it today. I want to talk about Trump's meeting with Zelensky, and I do want to talk about some more terrible black crime that has happened in America. We got a lot of different things to talk about today, like I said, so please remember to smash the follow button, leave a comment, let me know what you think of the show. We'll be responding to comments at the end of the show today, and I want to remind everyone on Spotify to please rate the show 5 stars. It is greatly appreciated. I don't really give a shit what the star rating is, but it helps the algorithm, so let's get the ball rolling there, folks. But we're going to get right on into our show today. I do want to bring you guys over to our big screen over here. Oh, and by the way, we're in our new, what is this, $50 million studio? No, I'm kidding. This is a green screen. But we're in our new studio, folks. We got our new background. America Unfiltered. Oh, it's on this side. I got it flipped. America Unfiltered show, baby. We're back. New studio. Not really, just a new green screen background, but we're excited about it. We're excited about it over here. But I'm bringing you guys over to our big screen. We got Walmart has paused hiring candidates who require H-1B visas. And again, normally this is something we would celebrate. We want more Americans to be hired. But the headline does not say they paused it to hire more Americans. They don't imply that anywhere in the article. There's an article down here about it. They don't imply that anywhere. What is implied is that now they are just going to offshore those jobs. So the same people they would bring in from India, most of the H-1Bs are Indians, same people they would bring in from India, they're now just going to keep them in India and have them do the work from there. This is not good for Americans. This is not good for American industry, the American dollar, American sovereignty. This isn't good for jobs or the economy. This will boost Walmart's profit margins, but Walmart doesn't need the boost in profit margins. They're a very profitable, multi-billion-dollar business. What we need is Americans to get American fucking wages. Americans deserve to be paid like they are, like Americans. I mean, that's the best way to put it. Americans have been shit on completely because of the mass migration. Wages have lowered. They have not grown with inflation. We have people struggling, people who went to good schools who are struggling, people who got tech degrees, people who got finance degrees. People in America are struggling right now, primarily Gen Alpha, Gen Z, and millennials. And companies like this are not helping it. And there's also big news from Amazon as well. I want to bring you over here real quick. Amazon is also planning to replace over 600,000 U.S. workers with robots. This is not good for the American economy. We are replacing the American worker in real time. When I say AI is very scary, I'm not only talking about the implications of Sora AI and how the videos can potentially ruin people's lives as they improve. I'm talking about how we're being replaced. We're not just being replaced by mass migration. We are also being replaced by non-sentient fucking computers. We're being replaced by fucking clankers, I guess is the best way to put it. These fucking clankers are going to be doing the jobs that we should be doing, and we're not going to be getting paid a fucking penny. They are stealing our jobs right in front of us. The government is not doing anything to stop it. They're actually encouraging this AI revolution. And I'm not saying nothing positive can come from AI, but right now we are at a point in America where we have so many people struggling to eat, to pay rent, to get a car, to get into the real estate market, to build a home, to have land, to have a family and get married. And they can't do that mainly because of financial struggles and some social pressures, but mainly financial struggles. And this does not help that at all. When you're going to replace over 600,000 American workers with robots, who the fuck does that help besides Amazon? And does Amazon really need the help? Jeff Bezos, one of the richest guys in the entire world, the company he built, does it really need that much help? No, we need Americans to have these jobs. We need to push back against this. We need to fight against this. I want everybody to write their local congressman, write their state reps, write the people in your district who are working for you, the politicians. We cannot forget they work for us. They work for you. They work for me. They work for the American people. So when they fuck over the American people, when they allow big companies who are billion-dollar corporations who do not need higher profit margins to absolutely rape the American people like this, we need to stand against it. We need to write our congressmen, write our state reps. We need to let them know our dissatisfaction with these decisions, because right now, they're allowing Walmart to offshore these jobs instead of making sure these jobs go to Americans. Again, I don't care if they stop. I hope they stop allowing the H-1Bs for it, but at the same time, put a further regulation on who those jobs go to. You cannot offshore those jobs, but they're going to be allowed to, because the government doesn't give a shit about Americans. They give a shit about money in their pocket. They give a shit about foreign nations and foreign relations. They do not care about American sovereignty, the American people, the American tax dollar. Our dollar is worth dick right now. Seriously, our dollar is worth almost nothing. If you look at the buying power of a dollar today versus 50 years ago, it is diminished completely. We need to restore value back to the dollar if we ever want to get to a debt-free nation again. We need to restore value back to the dollar and back to American wages and what it means to be what it means to be a manufacturing superpower in the world. We used to manufacture so many things here in America that we now offshore that labor. And now we're starting to offshore even more labor because of these new H-1B visa restrictions, which I'm happy about the restrictions, but you have to do something to make it so they can't offshore that labor now. That is imperative for the Trump administration. If you don't create laws that prevent companies from offshoring the labor that they would have used H-1Bs for, then it is no fucking different than replacing Americans. And if anything, all you're doing is you're making these companies more profitable and less likely to hire Americans in the future. You're incentivizing them to tank the American economy, essentially. And they're going to say the economy's growing because the profit margins are bigger and stock market is up, etc. But that's not how it really works. When Americans are struggling, when Americans can't pay their rent, they can't get jobs, they can't afford to get into the housing market, you can't afford your car payment, your car insurance, your health insurance, you can't afford groceries, is the economy really fucking good? No, I doubt it, but all the time in the media, they say the economy's great, the economy's great. We don't need to do anything to fix it. We're fixing it. The economy's great. You hear Caroline Levitt saying that. You hear Donald Trump saying that. But it is not great. Go out in the world and talk to real people. I do every single day. I talk to people my age every single day, and all of them are in the same exact boat. They are struggling. We are all struggling. I'm in the same boat with you guys. We as Americans need to stand up against this and let them know that we will not tolerate being replaced by offshore labor. We will not tolerate being replaced by fucking clankers. These shitty little robots want to replace America, and it's not even like the robots in their mind want to. The companies want to replace us with robots in their facilities because they can treat them like shit. Not that that's the most important, but they don't have to pay them dick. All you have to do is pay a system engineer to run them. All the college degrees that we went to college for years for and took out loans for, the only loans you can get at 18 years old, you can't get a business loan, but take out $300,000 for college, all that money is going to waste because all the jobs, all the degrees we got are just becoming obsolete with AI. Within 15 years, the majority of college majors will be completely fucking useless. They already are, but the ones that are actually still worth something will become completely useless. We need to stand up against this. We need to stand up against the AI revolution. AI is like Pandora's box. They already opened it. It's very hard to put it back in. But we need to do everything we can to stand up for ourselves, stand up for Americans. Because right now we're being replaced in real time. We're being replaced by clankers, being replaced by mass migration, offshore labor, and Americans are struggling because of it. I'm very sad that this is happening, and like I said, I want everybody to write your congressman, Write your mayors, write every single letter of local and state and even federal government that you feel connected to in some way. You know, if you're in their district, if you are in their city, if you are in their state, write to them and let them know your dissatisfaction with the decisions to allow major companies to do things like this. Because states have the right to make legislature to say, no, we're not going to allow the Amazon locations in our state to use fucking clankers instead of humans. They have the ability to say we're not going to allow them to offshore these jobs when Floridians deserve them, or people from Ohio deserve them, or New Yorkers deserve them. We need to stand up against this before it's too late, because it is getting so fucking close. It is so close to the point where we are just completely replaced from society. They cut us all a $4,000 monthly check, universal basic income, and they completely replace human purpose in this world. I don't want that to happen. And to anyone that excites, a universal basic income, that's just socialism and communism. It's the first step to that. And we don't want that. We don't need that. We need true American nationalism. We need a president that actually stands up for the people, not the corporations, not Israel, not foreign nations. We need a president that gives a shit about the American people. And I thought that was Trump. But it seems like Trump has actually sold his soul on this, because not a single fucking word about it. I haven't heard a single thing from Donald Trump, from J.D. Vance, a single person in his cabinet about Amazon saying they're going to replace 600,000 U.S. workers with fucking clankers. It's really upsetting to me. This is a huge problem in America that if we do not overcome, we will be replaced. So I'm urging everyone, again, one last time, please write every letter of local, state, and federal government that you can and let them know your dissatisfaction to this. Be kind, be polite, be professional. That's how you're going to get your message across the best way, and that's how they'll understand it and read it in the best way. But we need to do that. We need to effectively engage in political action, and this is one big step to that. This is a really just really shitty headlines. Really shitty headlines. I do want to go on a bit. I want to talk about Israel. So this is, we've already talked about United States sending over 200 troops into the Gaza area, but now we know the UK is deploying a small number of military officers to Israel at the request of the United States. The officers will join a US-led civil military coordination center tasked with post-conflict stabilization in Gaza and Israel. What really scares me, and I've said this on shows previously, and I'm going to say it again to reiterate it, is that if one American soldier dies, if an IDF soldier drags an American soldier out in the desert, puts a bullet in his head and says Hamas did it, they come back, find him later that day, and they say Hamas did it, we are in a full-scale conflict in the Middle East again. We are one dead American, one dead soldier away, one injured soldier away from being back in the Middle East in full-scale conflicts like we were for 20 years. For almost my entire life, we have been involved militarily in the Middle East, and I'm so sick and tired of it. I don't want anything to do with them. I don't want them to have anything to do with us. I want a full separation. I don't want to be allies with Israel. I don't want to be allies with any country in that area. I want us to completely separate ourselves, stop giving Israel a fucking penny, stop giving them military support, and let them know you're not allowed to lobby our politicians, and if you guys get in trouble, whatever happens, someone attacks you, you attack someone, you keep pissing people off, you keep committing war crimes, you're on your fucking own. Donald Trump's not going to call for Bibi's pardon. We are not going to defend your airspace from Iranian missiles. We are not going to defend you at all. If you guys want to act like a terrorist state, you'll be treated like a terrorist state throughout the entire world. If Israel wants respect in this world, they need to earn it. It's not just something they can buy through lobbying like they've done. And that's what the president needs to say. That's what our government needs to do. That's what our leadership needs to do. But our leadership is failing the American people right now because of lobbying. Because of just political bullshit, they are refusing to help the American people, and they are putting American soldiers' lives at risk. To bring 200 American soldiers into the Gaza Strip is one of the fucking dumbest things I've ever seen. Again, if one of them dies, if a Hamas soldier or if a Israeli soldier kills one of these Americans, we will be in a full-scale conflict. And no matter what, if an American soldier dies, they're going to blame it on Hamas no matter what. But without definitive evidence knowing that Hamas did it, we would all speculate that Israel did for a false flag, because we know what they did with the USS Liberty. We were flying an American flag, American hull numbers, and broadcasting over radio that it was an American ship, and they still attacked us to get us in a war with them. They will do it again. They shot one of our presidents. They paid a pedophile to lobby or blackmail our politicians. Israel is one of the most corrupt terrorist states in this world, but for some reason, the United States refuses to break away from them. And it is time that our generation continuously stands up against this. APEC is now facing so much backlash that they're saying they're going to have, people are now saying that APEC is going to have to start funneling their money through back channels to these politicians, because we all know if you take money from APEC, it is known. We have things like APEC Tracker now, websites, we have TikTok accounts, X accounts that report on this stuff, that let us know which politicians are paid by the Israel lobby who don't have America's best interests in mind and who are doing everything they can to almost fuck Americans over to put Israel first. People like Miriam Adelson gave Trump $100 million to put Israel first. APEC gave him over $200 million to put Israel first. They gave it to Kamala in case she won. They give them to 90% of the politicians in our government. Maybe it's not millions to all of them, but they get a lot of fucking money to support Israel and to weaponize our own religion against us. They weaponize Christianity against us, and it's one of the most corrupt things, because when you quote the Genesis verse that they love to fucking use about blessing Israel, it's so disrespectful to actual Catholics and Christians who follow the Bible. Because we believe that when Christ died on the cross, he fulfilled the prophecy of the Old Testament, and the New Testament supersedes it. So for them to quote Genesis like it's still part of this prophecy, no, we don't believe in your sham of a religion. We believe in Christ. We believe in the New Testament. We believe in the gospel. We believe in the Holy Bible. And for you to weaponize our religion against us, saying that we have to bless Israel or we're going to go to hell, fuck you guys. You are cynical pieces of shit. I'm so sick and tired of the Israel lobby trying to weaponize my own religion against me, tracking Christians in churches, stalking them around America essentially through groups like the ADL. You know, you say one thing and they're up your fucking ass. It is so corrupt. You get demonetized for speaking out against Israel. You get deplatformed for it depending on what platform you're on. You even get debanked because they are overrepresented in all these industries, in media, in banking, in academia, in Hollywood. In all these industries, they are very overrepresented, the Israel lobby. So we need to do everything we can to limit their power. And how do we limit their power? We don't vote anyone who's ever taken a penny from AIPAC. We don't vote anyone who has any relation to the Israel lobby. We do what we can to put Christ first. We do what we can to put America first in every single way, because that's what this is about. Putting America first. The message that Nick Fuente speaks forward about America first, true American and Christian nationalism, is the message we need to follow. We need that back in this nation if we ever want to be a successful country again. We're not a successful country. We're over $40 trillion in debt. Our dollar is worth shit. We offshore all our jobs. We have H-1B and HB2, or H-2B for all of our fucking jobs in America. The wages are stagnant. Inflation is shit. We can't keep going on like this. If Gen Z can't get in the real estate market, they want us to rent everything, never own. We can't afford cars. We can't afford health insurance. How do they expect us to keep living on like this without standing up? Our founders got a 2% tax on tea, and they fucking started a war over it. That wasn't the only reason. There were a few others, but you guys get what I'm saying. We cannot keep going on like this. And this isn't me saying we need a revolution. This is me saying we need our politicians to take us seriously. We need them to actually take us seriously for once in their fucking lives. And we do that by engaging in politics, whether it's voting a completely different way than they want us to vote, whether it's deregistering yourself as a registered, like if you're listening to my show, I'm guessing you're a registered Republican, deregister yourself. Take yourself off. That would be a great way to send a fucking message to them, letting them know they have less registered voters in the Republican Party. They're having less support year in and year out every time they do this shit. Don't vote, maybe, depending on who the candidates are and if the candidates are absolute Zionists. We need to do what we can to have a full separation from the foreign relations, from the woke bullshit that is ruining our economy and making it harder for Gen Alpha, Gen Z, and Millennials to move forward. Because we're all struggling right now, and I'm in the same boat with you guys. I'm struggling as well, just like all other young Americans, and it is our duty to fix that. And maybe if we're not going to fix it for us, that's fine. But we have a duty to our children, our unborn children, and our grandchildren who are unborn to fix it for them, because we got fucked. We got absolutely fucked, and it's our cross to bear to fix that for the future generations. This really pisses me off, though, because again, all it takes is one. It just takes one. And then we're right back there. We're right back in the Middle East, right where we've been for the last 20 fucking years. For my entire life, basically, we've been at war in the Middle East over nothing. They said, Bibi Netanyahu came over here and said there was weapons of mass destructions. You guys need to stop Saddam. Was there weapons of mass destructions, or was that just Israel plotting against America to help them more for their Greater Israel project? We are not actually putting Americans first. We haven't been for my entire life, and it is about fucking time. It is time that we stand up and we let our politicians know that it is America first or nothing, that we are not going to allow them to go Israel first. We are not going to allow them to put any other nation before us. We're not going to allow them to put mass migration, legal or illegal, before us. We're not going to allow them to put the AI robots, the fucking clankers, before us. We deserve better. We deserve more. We deserve money. We deserve wages. We deserve good jobs. We deserve good education. We deserve all these things. And I'm not saying it should just be handed out. You need to work for it, but at least give us the fucking opportunities. Don't strip the opportunities away without even letting us take them. We don't have the opportunities that previous generations have because of the previous generations and the way they've failed us through their voting, through their political action, through the way they have built these corporations that are now replacing Americans right in front of our very fucking eyes. It's a topic that infuriates me. And this is another thing that happened. I showed the video yesterday of the ambush where they are literally running American journalists into ambushes to try and kill them because they know that American journalists and the journalists in the area are the people who are calling out the war crimes of Israel. But this person, an American citizen, an American journalist, requested that the embassy give him some safety against the Israelis who are trying to fucking kill him. And what do they say? We've already told the Israelis that they plan to be out there again tomorrow. I'm friends with the mayor. And then again, we told the Israelis yesterday that the villagers would be out there today. And then the American goes, we need American protection. We are Americans. And the embassy goes, unfortunately, we simply can't do that. Much as I might personally like to, we haven't got the manpower to protect the nearly 60,000 American Palestinians. Legally, we're not permitted. I'm an American tourist. Can you protect me? Unfortunately, no. The protection of American citizens is always the responsibility of the host nation government, which is why we pull our embassies out of places that host nation can't or won't protect them. Syria, Iran, Yemen, Venezuela, etc. Are you implying that the Israeli government will protect me and the other Americans here? I don't understand. The IDF led us directly into an ambush. And they go, that's what's supposed to happen, yes. And they are refusing to protect this person. This is so sad that we have Americans who are having their lives threatened by our so-called allies, and the American embassy is refusing to protect them because of our loyalty to this shit terrorist foreign nation who has so much control over our government, media, academia, Hollywood, music, every fucking major industry in America. They are overrepresented in. Americans' lives are at stake. Americans are going to be dying because of this. American soldiers, American journalists, American sovereignty is at stake. Our lives are at stake because of a foreign nation the size of New Jersey who can't get their shit together and acts like fucking terrorists. We have our lives being threatened day in and day out by these people. And maybe they're not threatening to kill you or me personally, but they are threatening to test our freedom. They are testing our freedom. We don't have the freedom we're supposed to have in America. We're supposed to be able to vote politicians into government who have America's best interest in mind, but that is impossible when you have corporations like APEC, lobbyists like APEC, who don't even register under FARA, so they're not registered as foreign lobbyists because it's a bunch of American Zionists who are funding it, and a lot of them are dual citizens. They scan your QR code like you're a slut, and they donate to you. You're just a slut to these people. You're a financial slut. You're a pay pig. You're nothing more. That's all they think of these politicians. It's all they think of Americans. We're pawn in their big game. We've played the Mossad interview with 60 Minutes. The world is their stage, and everything else is designed around them. They create the realities that we live in, and it is sad that we live in that reality. It is sad that we can't escape from it. I'm going to go on here. I want to show you guys some more stuff. This is a video from Donald Trump or not from the meeting itself, but this is a video from someone on TikTok talking about the meeting between Donald Trump and Zelensky, where it apparently ended very poorly. And I'm pretty sure this is a liberal. excuse me, the way he speaks about Trump. But he gives a pretty interesting take on it. So we're just going to listen to this really quick. It's a short clip.
We have some major news right now. Donald Trump, during his meeting with President Zelensky at the White House this week, started screaming, shouting, demanding that Zelensky accept Vladimir Putin's terms to end the war. Otherwise, Putin would, quote, destroy all of Ukraine. This, according to the Financial Times. This is absolutely stunning reporting from inside the meeting with President Zelensky, where, according to the Financial Times, it went into a shouting match. Trump started cursing at Zelensky, throwing maps at the table, and urging him to accept Vladimir Putin's terms to end the war, which would give up more territory than Putin currently controls. And if Zelensky didn't, well then Putin would, quote, destroy all of Ukraine. Well, Putin hasn't been able to do that. It's been over 3 years since the war started, and Putin hasn't been able to destroy all of.
This is where, again, this guy's just retarded. If Putin wanted to, he could roll over Ukraine in a day. The only reason he hasn't is because of the United States' involvement in it and because of Donald Trump's relationship with Vladimir Putin. Realistically, Putin could have ran over Ukraine in a day.
Of Ukraine, despite throwing all of Russia's military might at Ukraine. And while Donald Trump is now parroting Putin's talking points behind Zelensky's back, behind closed doors. This is significant, and people need to know what's happening right now. So spread the word. Subscribe to my Substack at the link in my bio.
Yeah, fuck this guy. You don't have to subscribe to this little bitch. But you guys get the point. It's Donald Trump is saying to Zelensky that Ukraine, you guys will be absolutely fucking rolled over if you guys don't finally concede. This war's been going on for 3 years. Donald Trump wanted it done on day one. Donald Trump, he realizes that the peace plan with Hamas and with Israel might not stand. It probably won't. Statistically, it has zero fucking chance or very little chance of standing. So Donald Trump now wants to end this war, add another thing to his record, check another thing off his box that he can then go spout in the media for a few days and make himself look like he's, the best president of all time. But realistically, he sold himself out. And I completely agree with parts of it. Russia could literally roll over them in a fucking day. It is not even a question. If Russia wanted to, they could literally shove Ukraine into a fucking locker. And they haven't because of the United States, because of the restraint. So, I don't know. I really think this war will come to an end. And I think there's a chance that Ukraine goes under. And maybe if Ukraine doesn't go under, they are going to have to give in because there is no option. Ukraine is not going to win this war. There is zero chance Ukraine wins this war. It doesn't sound like Donald Trump is actually going to give Ukraine these long-range missiles. And if he does, it's signing their own death warrant. If they launch one offensive attack into Moscow, they are fucked. I mean, Putin will take a shit right on Zelensky's dead body after. It's not even a question. So, I don't know. I think from a foreign relations standpoint right now, Donald Trump is shitting the bed. He is not doing what he's supposed to be doing. He's not doing anything to stop the Nigerian Christian genocide. He hasn't stopped this war. It's been over 200 days. He said it would be done day one. He didn't stop the Israeli-Hamas war for, again, 200-something days, and it doesn't even look like it's going to hold. Over the weekend, Israel tried to pull a false flag. 2 Israeli soldiers accidentally killed themselves, and they blamed it on Hamas, saying they fired an RPG. No, they ran over an explosive device and accidentally killed themselves, and they blamed it on Hamas. They're going to find any reason to blame shit on Hamas. It's one of the reasons I'm so scared to send these troops into that area. Because again, they'll kill one soldier and then they'll say Hamas did it, and we're in a full fucking conflict again. We're right back where we started, but we're in a way worse spot then. This is what I'm trying to avoid here in America. These are the problems that we're currently dealing with. I do want to move on. I want to talk about some of our other topics we have for the day. I told you guys about this in the beginning of the show. We don't have a crazy long show, like I said in the beginning. It's a lot of smaller topics. There's not a lot of huge topics in the news. But this right here, James Rayford, a Charlotte, North Carolina man who has been arrested 19 previous times. And oh yeah, you guessed it. He's one of the super predators. He is the usual fucking suspect. But he's been arrested 19 previous times, including assault, multiple including assaulting multiple government employees, has just been arrested again for shooting a 3-year-old child. And he was released from prison without bond after shooting this 3-year-old child. This violent super predator who has been arrested over 19 fucking times. You can see all the different mugshots from this sick sack of shit. This guy needs to, again, after 3 arrests, this person should have been in jail for life. Why do we not bring back 3 strike laws in this country? Why is it that we allow these people to commit crime after crime after crime after crime after crime, hurting people, assaulting people, robbing people, shooting people, until they kill a fucking kid, until they take an innocent fucking child's life, one of God's children taken away far too fucking early? This guy shot a 3-year-old child, and now he got arrested and he is released on house arrest with an ankle monitor, but he's released from fucking prison, this violent super predator. Again, I yearn for the old Joe Biden, Bill Clinton days when we could just say super predator right to their face. Three strike laws, 94 crime bill. I yearn for those things. I don't love everything about those guys, but I yearn for those days where we could actually stop this madness and this bullshit and we could feel safe in our own fucking country. Because I don't feel safe. I don't go to certain places at night because of this. I don't go to certain neighborhoods because of this. Certain neighborhoods you have to lock your fucking car doors so they don't just try and jack you. Certain cities you'll get an AR-15 put in your face if you're wearing a watch or you're wearing nice shoes, nice shirt, whatever it is. You'll get robbed, you'll get mugged, you'll get killed over that. These are we're unsafe in our own nation. These are the problems we're facing. The problems we have to fix in society. And if we don't fix them in society, we will just be killed. We will be replaced. We will be the second-class citizens because our government is not doing anything to stop this. We need the president to actually enact laws that make it possible for Americans to feel safe in their own nation. Because every single child that gets shot by a super predator like this, every girl like Irina who gets her throat slit, every young boy like Austin Metcalf who gets a fucking knife in the heart because he asked the kid to move. That's you, that's me, that's our kids, that's your sister. Irina's your sister. You are Austin Metcalf. Your child is that 3-year-old kid who got shot. What are you going to do about it? What are we going to do about it? We are going to engage in politics and we are going to finally pressure the government into changing the laws to actually protect and serve the American people, not the American criminals, not the scum of this earth, not the people who walk around the streets thinking that they're better than everyone else, that they can commit any fucking crime they want because they've been enabled to do that by the government, because we have the justice system enabling these people. When you allow someone to commit 19 crimes and you release them every fucking time, they have 19 different mugshots and you release them back into society, who does that help? Seriously, who does that help? It helps the criminal. It doesn't help anybody else. It doesn't make us feel safer. It doesn't help the American taxpayer. It doesn't help the hardworking father who works 12 hours a fucking day to support for his wife and kids. No, it helps this super predator right here who wants to go and kill you, who wants to kill you because you're white, because you're Christian, because you're Catholic, because you support the right. This is the violence in our nation that needs to be stopped, and people celebrate this. People are like, oh, this guy's innocent. I was in a fucking TikTok debate today where I had 5 different black people telling me that Carmelo Anthony was just defending himself. Carmelo Anthony was asked politely to please move away from a tent he wasn't supposed to be in at a track meet, and he stabbed Austin Metcalf right in the heart, and he died in his twin brother's arms. And he was defending himself? A 17-year-old boy stabbed another an unarmed 17-year-old boy in the fucking chest because he asked him to move? That's defending yourself now? Can I just go to a black area, say, hey, move, and if they don't, I could stab him right in the fucking chest? Is that okay? If a black guy asks me to leave somewhere and I just stab him in the chest, am I defending myself now? Is that how this game works? Is that where we're at in society? Because we need to get away from that. We need to actually get to a place where we have Christian values in this society, where murder is looked at as the worst possible thing, and you are thrown in jail for life with no fucking chance of ever getting out. And not only just that, 3 strike laws. You break the law 3 times, you get arrested 3 times. I want you in jail for life with the key burned and thrown away and incinerated. I don't want another copy made. I don't want you to even be able to get out of your cell for fucking rec time. Fuck that. We don't need to give these people an inch. We don't need to allow them to ruin our society, make us feel like we're second-class citizens in our own society, because that's how we're feeling right now. We're feeling replaced. We're feeling vulnerable because these people are threatening our lives. They're making it dangerous for our families. They're making it dangerous for us. Me speaking my mind on here politically, I get 30 death threats a fucking week in my DMs. I'm still going to push forward, but we need more Americans to speak out against the crime. More Americans to let their voices be heard in government, in politics, in the media. Let them know that you will not stand for this violence, that you will not vote for a politician who refuses to acknowledge it. If a politician is not going to say that we are going to stop the violent criminals and they don't actually put forth a plan to do it, we will not vote for you. Donald Trump said he was going to stop crime in this nation, but we have a guy who was arrested 19 times who just got fucking released and he shot a kid and then he got out again. How are we safe? How are we safe in our own nation? Because I feel threatened. I don't want to have to walk around with a gun and 2 extra mags in my pocket every fucking where I go in fear that one of these super predators is going to try and take my life one day. I am scared of that. I don't want it to happen, and I don't want you to be scared. I want Americans to feel safe. At the very fucking least, at the bare fucking minimum, our government can allow us to feel safe in our own country. That is a bare minimum to ask for in a first world superpower nation. But no, our country's turning into a third world shit country. We have mass migration. We have super predators. The black crime rate is through the roof. The fatherhood rate is in the shithole. It went from 75% in 1964 of black dads in the home to now under 28%. Are we more racist today, or is black society just going downhill? And they're doing it to themselves. We need to fix this. We need to create laws that allow us to feel safe in our own nation. I don't care what the laws are, as long as they allow us to actually go on with our lives without having to look over our shoulders, lock our fucking doors in certain neighborhoods, that allow us to actually go out and, if I want to get a slice of pizza at 10 at night, I don't want to feel like I'm going to get shot doing so if I look the wrong guy in the fucking eyes. But that's the current situation we're dealing with in our society. It is so sad, and it is detrimental to everything that America was supposed to be built on. America is not the nation it once was. We need to rebuild it to that. We have a duty to our children and our grandchildren to save this great nation that our ancestors poured blood, sweat, and tears into. People died for this fucking country, and we are letting it fall to shit. This is our cross to bear now. If you are Gen Z, if you are Gen Alpha, if you are a millennial, this is your call to action to engage in politics, to vote the correct way, to actually do real fucking research, not just listen to the news. This is your call to action to write your senators, write your governors, write your House rep, write your mayor, write the president, the vice president. Let them know your dissatisfaction with the fact that you feel so fucking unsafe in your own country, that you have to lock your car doors when you drive down MLK Boulevard, that you don't even go into certain towns because of the squeegee boys. And if you don't know what those are, they're the black people who try and fucking spray your car window and squeegee it, and then when you don't give them $5, they punch your fucking window out. We need to get rid of these people in our society. All the violence, anyone who engages in violence, and it's not specific to the black race, it is anybody who engages in violence, needs to be rooted out of our society. They need to be thrown in jail for life. No tolerance anymore. I am sick and tired of tolerating violence. I want to show you guys this as well, because this is more black violence that I have to show you guys. This is a city from Chicago, or this is a video from Chicago of Kathleen Miles being just assaulted in broad daylight by William Livingston. We're going to show you guys this video. This is a just quick video. It's a little blurry, but you guys should be able to see it. Just look right like where the car window is right now on the screen, and you'll see. Runs up and punches her. Broad daylight, unprovoked, no fucking reason. But it is because it is taught in the home. It is because how Americans and black Americans have failed black society. Blacks are 40% of abortions, 56% of all murders, 67% of all youth theft arrests, yet they're only 13% of the population. Black society is failing in America, and they need to fix it. If they want to have any future in this country, if they want to have any fucking credibility or likability in our nation, you need to fix it. Because yes, it can sour a people to your race when the majority of your race acts like shit. When you have people in your race acting like fucking animals, and not just some, in masses, when there's gang shootings every fucking weekend, when 30 people a week die in die in a weekend in Chicago gang shootings, when you have white women getting assaulted in the middle of a street, when you have a white woman getting her throat slit on a train, a young man getting stabbed in the heart at a track meet, when you have all this black violence, what do? What is the proposed fix that black people want to say? Just for us to deal with it? For us to just live with it? For us to just live with the violence and have to survive? No, fuck you. I want to feel safe in my own nation that my ancestors built, because all you guys have done is tear it fucking down. I'm so sick and tired of feeling unsafe in my own fucking country. And again, I wanted to show this because this is the pure and utter delusion of the 13% in our country. A food stamps recipient is vowing to now steal, vowing to now go commit crimes because we're not going to be subsidizing his unhealthy eating habits. Look how fat this fucking guy is. This guy on SNAP benefits, eating off our tax dollars. He is eating off the food stamps that we fucking pay for. He is fat as shit. I want every single food stamp recipient to be skinny, borderline anorexic. You should be struggling. You should be so fucking paper thin. It's crazy because you're only eating a bare minimum amount of things. I want your food stamps to be able to buy milk, eggs, canned soup, maybe a salad, and some meat. But are you, like, they buy Frito-Lays, they buy fucking soda, they buy candy, they buy shit, they buy Kool-Aid. Fuck that. Why are we supporting that? And why are people thinking they're so fucking entitled to our money that if they don't get it, they're just gonna go steal?
You know what? Since they want to take food stamps away, I'm going to fucking Walmart. I'm going to rack up any damn Walmart, throw that shit right in the basket. I'm coming right about that bitch. Move, get the fuck out of my way. I'm not paying for a damn thing. Y'all got me fucked up. I ain't getting no food stamp on EBT. Oh, watch this. Watch this. I'm about to, it's about to be some bullshit. It about to be some shit. I'm about to go in that bitch masked up, you hear me? Masked up, racking every damn thing up off the damn shelf, throwing that shit in a basket, walking clean about there. Well, I got me fucked up, boy. It's about to be Thanksgiving, you hear me? And Christmas coming up, and y'all gonna take away nigga EBT? Oh, nah, y'all got the game really fucked up. Y'all got the game fucked up.
Y'all got the game really fucked up. Y'all got the game really fucked up. He talks like a fucking retard because he is one. He is an undereducated fat fucking retard who is now going to steal and break shit in a Walmart because we're not subsidizing his food anymore. His fucking fat ass. He looks like he ate my entire fridge. This fucking fat ass. I'm gonna move on. Let me close out a couple of these tabs. This is just, I know I'm getting a little heated, but again, these are my people under attack. I'm a white Christian American. We are under attack in our own fucking country that our ancestors built, and we need to rise up against it. Peacefully, but we need to rise up against it. And then this was another thing as well. Again, there's still speculation behind this. They're saying that it's not true, but we did hear Donald Trump say he is going to look into it. But TMZ was saying that Donald Trump was considering commuting P. Diddy's prison sentence. We're now freeing pedophiles. It wasn't enough to free Epstein. We now got to free Diddy, the guy who beat the shit out of his girlfriend in a hotel lobby, the guy who allegedly raped a lot of fucking kids who you only give 2 prostitution charges to. Again, this could be fake. There is a, like I said, an update that said it has been confirmed that they are not considering it. But we heard Donald Trump out of his own mouth. I played the video just a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, where Donald Trump said he is going to look into it. It should have been an immediate fucking no. Same thing with Ghislaine Maxwell. He said, I'll look into it. No, say no. Ghislaine Maxwell's a pedophile and a Mossad agent. Diddy is a pedophile, an anarchist, and a piece of shit. We cannot have these people getting out scot-free. We need to have laws that put criminals away for life with no chance of ever seeing daylight. I don't even want them to have rec time. I don't want them to even get the same fucking meals as other prisoners who didn't murder, steal, and rape. Because those are the worst people in our society. I do want to move on. We're going to go to the back half of our show here before we go to our comments for the day. Again, I know I've gotten a little heated, a little upset here, but again, this is my people under attack. This is me and you. This is me and you guys. That woman right there, that's your mother. That 3-year-old kid, that's your child. Irina, that's your sister. Austin Metcalf, that is you. That is me. We are all Charlie Kirk. We are all Irina. We are all Austin Metcalf. We are all these people. And we are under attack in our own fucking nation. This is a video of Mehdi Hassan. I was actually supposed to debate Mehdi Hassan in person on the Jubilee Far Right episode, but if you've been a listener for a while, you know this already, but I broke my arm over the summer. I wasn't able to go. I've been on Jubilee before on the mass deportations episode, and I was supposed to be on the Far Right episode, but I canceled 3 days before because I have my broken arm, and it just seemed like a lot to travel out to LA during all that. I want to show you guys this quick video, 6-second video of Mehdi Hassan saying that they can have their Islamic prayer calls in America because we have church bells. Bitch, we built this nation. Christians built this fucking nation. If I want to put a church bell on every fucking corner, I will. If you have a Muslim prayer call in my fucking city, I will make your lives hell. Not violently, but I will make your lives hell. I will do everything I can to make it illegal. I will do everything I can to ostracize and shun you out of society. If you want to wake Americans up at 5 in the fucking morning with prayer calls like they do in Dearborn, Michigan, that go through the entire fucking city and then Muslims pour into the street, inconvenience every driver and every person walking to fucking work, it is just not, this is not American. This is us being replaced in our own society, turning into a shit third world country.
I think that if you can play church bells, you can pray the call to prayer. We are as American as anyone else, and don't take any BS from anyone.
They think they're American as us. No, you're not. You weren't fucking born here. You weren't fucking born here. You're not American as me. You are nowhere close. I am a native fucking American. And I don't mean an Indian. I am a Native American, bitch. I am a 4th generation American. I've been born in America. My parents were born in America. My grandparents were born in America. And my great-grandmother came over from Italy. And her husband helped build the fucking streets of New York, the subways in New York, the trains, the buildings. My ancestors built the greatest fucking cities in this nation, while their ancestors, and they destroy it. They want to come into our country, this first generation piece of shit American, and say, I'm an American. No, you weren't fucking born here. You're not a real American. And it's not to say you can't have American values or love America, but stop saying you're just as American as I am, because you fucking aren't. You are not even close, Mehdi Hassan. You are not an American. You're not a real American, no matter how many times you want to say it and lie and propagandize the American people to think so. You are not a real American. This shit pisses me off. I saw this today, and this is something that is huge. Again, Thomas Massie has been completely based recently. Thomas Massie calls for banning the U.S. government from using propaganda on the American people. And for people who are like, oh, what, the government can legally do that? Yeah, Obama repealed the Smith-Mundt Act, and it allowed propaganda to officially be sold to the American people when he did that. So now the government, media companies, anybody can sell propaganda to you, to me, to all of us. Why the fuck is that allowed? Who does that serve besides the government, besides the corrupt GOP and the Democrats, the ultra-liberal douchebags? Who does that serve? It doesn't help us, doesn't help you or me, it serves them. And we need more people like Thomas Massie in government standing up against this, standing up for white Christian men, standing up for Americans, standing up for the people who built this nation who don't want to be fucking lied to on a daily basis. I saw this as well. It's just crazy how they, again, in the headline, just completely omit the name. Virginia Giuffre, who, if you don't know who she is, she was the one who she said she wouldn't kill herself multiple times after being raped by Jeffrey Epstein and multiple others, getting a settlement from Prince Andrew and a few others. Said, I would never kill myself. She got hit by a bus, didn't die. As she was recovering, she said they tried to kill her. She said, and again quoted, I will never kill myself, as she was recovering. And then 2 weeks later, she's found dead, killed herself. This is the shit in our society. Our government did nothing about it. The world stage did nothing about it. They let this innocent woman who got raped repeatedly as a child be offed by the pedophile ring run by Israel. And then when the New York Post reports on it, Virginia Giuffre was left bloodied and beaten by Prime Minister, an attack that broke Epstein's spell, beginning of the end. How about say who the prime minister was? It was Ehud Barak. The prime minister of Israel beat the shit out of this girl. The prime minister of the terrorist state who funds our fucking politics, strategically buys up our media, buys TikTok and bans accounts like me for speaking out against them. They are the ones who beat the shit out of her. Ehud Barak, the person who had over 100,000 leaked emails with Jeffrey Epstein. The guy who financed this pedophile, who used to go to his house and leave in a mask. Why do you leave someone's house in a mask if you don't know they're fucking guilty? If you don't know you're up to something corrupt? They don't look into Les Wexner, the person who was shilling young, or giving young girls to Epstein from Victoria's Secret. They don't look into Ehud Barak. They don't look into anything that Jeffrey Epstein was attached to. Jeffrey Epstein molested a girl at the first school he worked at. How did he even get the job at the school? He was funneling money for people, and he got quickly promoted within 3 years from a junior analyst to a senior fucking partner, or to a director at a financial firm, at Bear Stearns. How does that happen if you're not connected? This man was CIA, financed by Ehud Barak in Israel. They knew what he was doing, and they were doing it so they could have a stronghold on American politics. What's the best way to have leverage on someone? Tell them they're having sex with someone normal, get a video of it, and then tell them they're a 16-year-old after, and then leverage it for life, letting them know that if they ever step out of fucking line or don't do a thing you say, you will expose them and the entire system for being full of pedophiles that they created. It's all infuriating. And this is something that was fucking crazy. Again, I love a lot of Robert De Niro's old movies. Again, it's hard not to love Goodfellas. It's hard not to love Casino. It's hard not to love some of his best work. But you see something like this, and it's like, is this guy fucking retarded? We're going to play this quick 22-second video of a, what was it, CNN or MSNBC clip with Robert De Niro, where he says, Stephen Miller is a Nazi, but he's also Jewish. Like, how can you be this stupid?
He will not. We see it all the time. He will not want to leave. He set it up with his. I guess he's the Goebbels of the cabinet. Stephen Miller. He's a Nazi. Yes, he is, and he's Jewish, and he should be ashamed of himself. He will not.
He's a Nazi and he's Jewish, bitch. Fuck you. Fuck you. First of all, you water down what the word Nazi actually means. You completely water it down. Every time you call someone a Nazi, you water down the meaning of it. It's the same thing as like why racism and misogyny and like all these words, they don't mean shit anymore. They don't mean anything to people in our generation. If you call someone something enough times without any actual proof, like I've been called a racist since I was a little kid just because I was white before I was even political. It means nothing to me anymore. It means literally nothing. But Robert De Niro, that's the retard of the day. And then this, again, breaking report, 62% of Americans, or 62% of U.S. adults say the two major political parties are doing such a poor job that a third party is needed. Yeah, of course, because the entire Democratic Party is built off of wanting to sacrifice your children, wanting to mutilate your genitals, and wanting to mass import illegal immigrants. And the Republican Party is built off of wanting to support Israel, support massive corporations who want to replace you with AI and Indians, and they don't actually give a shit about the American people. So again, we have two political parties, two corrupt systems who are fucking Americans over systematically. And yes, it's about fucking time that Americans are waking up to it. It's a little late, but it's about time a lot of people are waking up to the fact that we are being raped in our own nation by our government. We are being raped financially. We're being raped socially by their government officials, these political party systems that will not allow a third party to even become a thing. We need a real America First party that puts America over everything else, American sovereignty, American jobs, American wages, American growth, bringing value back to the American dollar. If we don't have this, we don't have a nation. If we don't have borders, we don't have a nation. If we don't have Christ, we're going to lose our nation. I wanted to show this as well before we get to the end of the show. This is something Candace Owens said. Candace Owens said, "Don't worry about the gag order in the Charlie Kirk case. I plan to violate it on the world's behalf. The things I've discovered this past week are enough to burn the house down. Yes, Charlie was betrayed by everybody." So there's a couple things I want to say about this. One, I don't know where Candace has been over the last 12 days, but Candace has not posted a single video. So maybe she's dealing with this Macron lawsuit. Maybe she's on vacation and she just didn't announce it, whatever it is. I'm sure, people in politics are taking extra security with saying where they're at and what they're doing and where they're going because of the Charlie Kirk assassination. But Candace, you have an obligation to not tease the American people and to release information that you know to be true. If you have information, it is your responsibility to not be a woman and to not slow play the release like this is a Bravo TV drama show. You have an obligation to actually just release the fucking information and be transparent to us. You have a responsibility. It would be so irresponsible to not. And again, this could all be bullshit. This could be another one like Charlie came to me in a dream type things like she said a couple weeks ago. But we can only hope that Candace actually has some information. And the one part I really don't like in this as well is where she says, don't worry about the gag order in the Charlie Kirk case. The gag order only applies to people who are involved in the case. It doesn't apply to Candace Owens. Candace Owens is able to use her First Amendment right to speak out whatever she wants. Unless she proves there's a gag order against her, which that hasn't been proven, she's saying the gag order in the Charlie Kirk case. And the gag order in the Charlie Kirk case is saying that anyone involved in the case is not allowed to be speaking about it publicly. That's a real thing. But Candace Owens is not involved in the fucking case. She's a media representative. She's a podcaster. Candace, you could say whatever the fuck you want as long as you say allegedly. It doesn't matter. So say it. You have an obligation. This shit pisses me off that Candace is slow playing this. It's the most woman-like bullshit. Just stop teasing us. Stop saying, "Oh, and find out tomorrow. I'm gonna release a new name every day this week, and then I only release 2 names." Like, Candace, what are you fucking doing? Get some real journalistic credibility. Release the fucking names if you have them. Release what you have. Don't just tease it on social media and then go ghost for a day and a half. I have one more tab I want to show you guys, and then we're going to get over to our comments. Again, I've been pissed off this whole show. Every fucking topic I picked today was just shit that I don't know, I'm fucking pissed about all this. It's so terrible for America. But this one goes, transgender Americans are prepping to leave the United States believing that Trump is the most anti-LGBT president in history. And what this really is for the first time in American history, we're seeing younger generations be more religious than our parents. We had demonic influence come into this country. We had massive amounts of people go away from Christ, go away from the church, lose their religion. We had 50+% divorce rates. We had people sacrificing their children. The real genocide in this world is what happened to my generation. What's happened to babies. Women have killed 1.3 billion babies. Men have only killed like 1 billion people at war in all of human history. Women are the most violent people and the most sacrificial people in all of history. They're sacrificing their offspring. That is why the Democratic Party is failing for many reasons, and people are coming back to Christ. And what does it mean when you come back to Christ? You follow the Bible, you follow the Pope, and what does that say? It says that marriage is between a man and a woman. It doesn't say you can mutilate your gender or your genitals. It says that's a sin. So again, people are not going into this bullshit. They're not falling for it anymore. And yes, we do have a president speaking out against the mutilation of children. That is great. Children can't get fucking tattoos. Why should they be able to chop their dicks and tits off? They shouldn't. It is immoral and disgusting for a child to even fucking consider that and for a parent to even consider allowing that. It is terrible. It is leading to the destruction of society. I'm bringing you guys back to the main screen. But yeah, that's been the entire show today. We had a lot of different range of topics we talked about. We talked about the Walmart H-1Bs. We talked about the US, UK sending soldiers in and how it could lead to a full-scale conflict. We talked about Trump berating Zelensky. We talked about the super predators and how they are making our country less safe every fucking day. I'm going to check if any headlines popped up while I've been filming before we go over into our comments. I forgot to do that yesterday, but let's see. I mean, this is a fucking stupid one. Emily Austin launches a podcast with Cuomo. Emily Austin's a dumb bitch. Who cares? New revelations on Luigi Mangione show he had an anti-insurance journal. What a fucking freak. I remember I was debating the liberal kid Matt that I met on Jubilee, and he said Luigi's probably innocent. It's the most retarded thing I've ever heard. Trump's claiming that tariffs will eliminate 38 trillion in US debt. Okay, then let's see it fucking happen. Make it happen then, bitch. Make it fucking happen. Let's see results. I want to see the debt number start going down because it's going up by the second. And it's not pretty. We are trillions of dollars in debt. Trillions. My great-grandkids will be in debt at this rate. The interest rates on the debt will outweigh the taxes we receive in this country, and we will start crumbling very soon if they don't fix this. That seems like all the news we have to talk about. I am going to go over to our comments. I also do want to remind everyone to like and smash the follow button. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think of the show. Also, rate the show 5 stars on Spotify. I hope you guys have enjoyed the show so far. Let's see. Someone said, have you seen Yuri Bezmenov, ex-KGB agent, explained why women break into your house and take videos of you naked and claim to be the victim of sexual assault? It's the communist mind virus. A lot of people have it. I don't know if that's a joke or if he actually explained that. I'll look it up, I guess. No, I haven't seen that. But it like that woman is a delusional bitch. That DoorDash driver, again, delusional dumb bitch. People like that. They felt empowered by the Me Too movement and woke liberal bullshit that they feel like they can accuse men of sexual assault when realistically she broke and entered into a man's home and she sexually assaulted this man. A guy passed out drunk on his couch after ordering DoorDash with his door cracked open. She breaks in his house and starts filming him naked on his couch, posting it online and saying she was the one sexually assaulted. Bitch, are you retarded? I appreciate you commenting, appreciate you tuning into the show. I'll check it out. Someone said, I'm not necessarily for violence either, but our forefathers and ancestors said to kick some ass in their day, just saying. I completely understand. And again, I in some ways, I'm very with you. And we do have, that's the demonic influence in us. You know, there's Christ on one shoulder, there's the devil on the other. And again, the devil is so much louder sometimes, but you got to listen to Christ. And we cannot act violent. We cannot stoop to the level of these fucking sick liberals. We need to engage in politics. But I do understand what you're saying, and I do, we all feel the same way. We all get it. We all understand history, and I do appreciate your comment, but I am urging you, never engage in violence. Never engage in violence. This is not a time for violence. This is a time for political action. But our government does need to do something about these super predators. Our government does need to do something about the Israel lobby. Our government does need to do something about the sacrificing of children. Because it is getting too far. Way too far. Like, it is getting to the point where we have never been closer to a civil war and to a revolution than when the revolution and the civil war actually happened. That is the point. The realistic answer, like, that is where we're at in society. I do appreciate you commenting, but I am going to urge you to please remain calm, remain peaceful, and use the power of prayer. The power of prayer is our strongest weapon we have. Someone said, wonder if Naked Guy has a lawsuit against DoorDash for being recorded nude. He probably has a lawsuit against that bitch. Maybe not DoorDash, but definitely against that woman for sure. DoorDash, actually, yeah, I don't think they should be liable. I mean, they fired her. They did the right thing. But he probably has a lawsuit against her for sure. I mean, if I was to video a woman naked without her consent and post it, that would be a massive crime. So yeah, there is a case there to be made. I appreciate you commenting. Someone said that DoorDash girl is crazy. If it says leave at the door, you leave it at the door and take a photo. If it says hand it to me, you knock or ring their bell. If they don't answer, you call them. If there is no picture, then you call or text the support team. She trespassed and violated by taking a picture and posting it. Her not seeing where she went wrong. Yeah, again, it's classic female delusion. It's just female delusion at its finest. This is the like when they say women empowerment, let's empower them a little less, because again, they're so fucking stupid sometimes, and it's not all of them, but some of them are so fucking retarded. It's not even, it's scary. It's actually scary, because these bitches will break in your house, video you in your vulnerable moments of sleep, and they will post it online and call you a sexual assault. They will say you're a rapist. They'll say these terrible things about you. Thank you for commenting. I appreciate your comment. Someone said, just curious, what is your take on Baptist and Southern Baptist churches? If I'm being honest, I'm not as knowledgeable on them as I should be. I do know What are the major differences? That you guys baptize later in life? You guys say you have to go to confession. Like, I think baptism, is done when you're a child. Generally, it can be done later in life, but it's to wash away your original sin. So I think that's where we disagree on one thing. I also think there's some things we disagree on the sacraments, but again, I'm not 100% sure. I'll do more research and I'll touch on that tomorrow when I respond to the comment. I'll respond to your comment again tomorrow. Let me touch up more on my research on the Baptist Church because I really don't know as much as I should, but I mean, we don't look like poorly upon the Baptist Church, but I am a big believer that if you're not Catholic, you're most likely not getting into heaven. I just think Catholicism is the true church of Christ. Jesus gave the keys to Peter to become the first pope, and every pope after has been the successor. Catholicism is the religion that Christ built. I appreciate you watching and tuning in. I appreciate your comment, and I'll look into that and get back to you tomorrow. Someone said, look up Dr. Maria Stephan, the civil society organizer. Tour, she says the former naval intelligence podcaster posted a video with her talking. I looked her up. She worked at NATO HQ and Department of Defense setting up color revolutions in nations with the cancerous NATO wants to consume. She's like a Soros, Samantha Powers, Norm Eason, Jack Smith type. Okay, I'll look into it. Yeah, I don't know much about that. I'll look into that. I appreciate when people give me things to look into like that. We only got one more Spotify comment, and then we got, I think, a YouTube one, but someone said the James P. book will be the book of the century, topping the world charts, no doubt. Keep up the consistency, and you'll make it in no time. I appreciate that. I am going to keep up the consistency. I work on my book every day. Very hard process. Should be done, I'm hoping, by February or March next year. I was hoping to be done by the end of this year, but that doesn't seem like it's going to be possible. But I appreciate you commenting. That was our last Spotify comment. Let's go over to YouTube, see if we got anything over there really quick before we sign off today. Let me silence that really quick. Give me one moment. I'm just pulling up my most recent video just to make sure. Someone said she got what she deserved. She never should have walked into the dude's house. She's dangerous. Yeah, exactly. That woman is dangerous. She is literally a danger to society and probably herself. And then someone else just wrote, hi. What's up? How you doing, big guy? That's all our comments today. I appreciate anyone who stayed to this point in the show, anyone who tunes in and watches the show, anyone who believes in true American and Christian nationalism. We will find our way back to Christ. We will find a way back to true American and Christian nationalism. We will succeed. We will fundamentally engage in politics and peace, and the power of prayer is our most powerful weapon above anything else. I'm going to sign off today. I hope you guys do have a blessed day. This has been episode 136 of America Unfiltered. I'm signing off. Thank you, everybody, and have a great night.